Deep in the heart of a beautiful jungle, every animal lived peacefully under the rule of a wise lion. He protected the weak, settled arguments fairly, and always put the needs of others before his own. Because of his kindness and courage, every creature in the jungle respected and loved their king. But not everyone admired him. Hidden behind a thick bush stood a clever young fox named Felix. As he watched the animals bow before the lion, jealousy filled his heart. Why should he be the king? Felix whispered to himself. I am smarter than anyone in the jungle. One day I will wear that crown, no matter what it takes. Without realizing it, Felix planted the first seed of greed. The very next morning, Felix began putting his plan into action. Instead of earning the animal's trust through honesty, he chose a much easier path, spreading lies. He whispered to the deer, the lion says your family has become too weak to help the jungle. He told the elephants, the lion thinks you waste more water than any other animal. Then he visited the monkeys. The lion believes you are too noisy and don't deserve to live near the great banyan tree, he said with a fake look of concern. Every group heard a different lie. Slowly, doubt replaced trust, and the peaceful jungle began to change. Meanwhile, Felix smiled proudly. Soon, everyone will choose me instead. Several days passed. The lies spread from one animal to another until almost everyone believed them. One morning, the animals gathered beneath the great banyan tree. Just then, the lion walked toward them with his usual warm smile. Good morning, my friends, he said kindly. Normally, the animals would greet him with happiness, but this time the deer looked away. The monkeys stayed silent. The elephants lowered their heads. Not a single animal greeted their king. The lion paused for a moment. His smile slowly disappeared. With a heavy heart, he quietly walked away, wondering what he had done wrong. Hidden behind a tree, Felix couldn't stop smiling. Everyone is going exactly as I planned. Now that the animals had begun losing trust in the lion, Felix took the next step in his plan. He visited every group in the jungle, pretending to care about their problems. He listened patiently as the rabbits spoke. He comforted the worried deer. He nodded while the monkeys shared their concern. Finally, Felix stood before everyone and said, a true leader listens to every voice. You deserve a leader who truly cares about each and every one of you. His gentle words touched the animals' hearts. Soon, whispers spread throughout the jungle. Felix would make a wonderful king. He understands us. Perhaps it's time for a new leader. Felix lowered his head to hide his smile. Inside, he celebrated. High on the oldest banyan tree lived Oliver, the wisest owl in the jungle. 4 days he quietly watched everything. Something didn't feel right. Everywhere Felix went, friendships broke apart. Arguments began. Yet, somehow, Felix always appeared as the kind animal who comforted everyone afterward. Oliver narrowed his eyes. This cannot be a coincidence, he whispered, determined to uncover the truth. The wise owl spread his wings and silently followed Felix through the jungle. From the branches above, he watched every move without making a sound. Felix stopped beside a group of deer. The lion wants your family to leave this part of the jungle, he whispered. The frightened deer looked at one another in disbelief. A few moments later, Felix walked over the elephants. The lion says your herd uses too much water and cares only about yourselves, he lied. Then he hurried toward the monkeys. The lion thinks you are nothing but trouble, he whispered. Oliver heard every word. His heart sank. So the lion was innocent all along. The owl said softly, Felix has been poisoning this jungle with lies. But instead of confronting the fox immediately, Oliver chose to wait. The truth will be strongest when everyone hears it together. The following morning, every animal gathered in the middle of the jungle. A beautiful leafy crown rested on a large stone. The animals had made their decision. Felix should become our new king, shouted one of the monkeys. Cheers echoed through the forest. As Felix proudly stepped forward to receive the crown, a loud cry suddenly echoed across the jungle. Help! Somebody help! The animals rushed toward the river. A frightened baby elephant had slipped into a deep muddy pit. Its mother cried desperately. The little elephant struggled to climb out, but the slippery mud pulled it back down. Every animal looked at Felix. Please save the baby, they pleaded. Felix looked into the deep pit. His confident smile disappeared. The mud was dangerous. He slowly stepped backward. I can't, it's too risky. The jungle fell silent. Then, a mighty roar echoed through the forest. The lion came running. Without thinking about his own safety, he jumped into the muddy pit. With great strength, he lifted the frightened baby elephant onto his back and slowly climbed out. The baby elephant ran safely into his mother's embrace. The entire jungle burst into cheers. At that moment, every animal witnessed the difference between someone who wanted to be king and someone who truly deserved to be one. As the cheers faded, Oliver spread his wings and flew down into the center of the gathering. Wait, he called. The jungle became silent. Before you choose your king, there is something you must know. Oliver looked at every animal. For days I watched Felix in secret. I saw him whisper lies into your ears. He pointed toward the deer. He told you the lion wanted your family to leave. Then he turned toward the elephants. He told you the lion blamed you for wasting water. Finally, he faced the monkeys, and he told you the lion thought you were nothing but trouble. The animals stared at one another in shock. Each group realized they had heard a different story. Slowly, every eye turned toward Felix. The fox lowered his head. It's true, he whispered. I lied because I wanted to become king. The leafy crown slipped from Felix's paws onto the ground. The animals realized they had judged their true leader unfairly. Everyone expected the lion to punish Felix. Instead, the lion slowly walked toward him and gently placed a paw on his shoulder. Felix, he said calmly, a crown does not make someone a leader. A true leader earns respect through honesty, courage, and kindness. Tears filled Felix's eyes. I am sorry, he said. My greed blinded me. I betrayed your trust and hurt the entire jungle. Please forgive me. The lion nodded. If your apology is sincere, prove it through your actions. From that day forward, Felix changed. He helped the rabbits gather food. He carried water for the elephants during the dry season. He protected the younger animals and spoke only the truth. Slowly, the animals trusted him again, not because he wanted a crown, but because he had become a better friend. As the golden sun set behind the jungle, Oliver the owl smiled. Remember the oldest law of the jungle, he said. Every word you speak, every choice you make, and every action you take is like planting a seed. Plant kindness, honesty, and courage, and they will grow into trust and respect. Plant lies, greed, and selfishness, and they will return to you as well. Because in the end, you always reap what you sow.